Welcome to the show, everybody. It does seem that just in time to ruin Christmas for him, Matt Gaetz all of a sudden is suing to try to stop the release of the ethics report into the things he did, but it's too late. It has been released and it points to statutory rape. It points to paying underage girls for sex. It points to a guy who is all of a sudden going from the MAGA darling poised to be the Attorney General of the United States and bring hell upon the political enemies of Donald Trump, and like that, he drops out from consideration because he wasn't going to get confirmed. And now the ethics report. Oh my goodness, look at this. The House Ethics Committee report has revealed that Matt Gaetz, former Republican congressman, paid numerous women, including a 17-year-old girl, for sex, bought and used illegal drugs, including in his office on Capitol Hill. You know, the drugs thing, it's less of a moral judgment, but it's, again, the do as I say, not as I do, as he was a social conservative, a family man, pro-values, and all of this crap. And of course, he was doing illegal drugs in his Capitol Hill office. The committee determined that there is substantial evidence that Gaetz violated House rules and other standards of conduct, which, number one, prohibit prostitution, prohibit statutory rape, prohibit illicit drug use, prohibit impermissible gifts, special favors, or privileges, and obstruction of Congress with regard to Gaetz trying to obstruct the very investigation into him that found this stuff. The committee said it also received testimony that at a particular party in 2017, Gaetz twice had sexual intercourse with victim A. Victim A was 17 years old at the time and just finished her junior year in high school. These are the people that tell us they know what's right. They know how kids should be raised. Meanwhile, he's allegedly having sex with legal minors. Victim A says she got $400 cash from Gaetz, which was understood to be a payment for sex. She did not inform Gaetz that she was under 18 at the time, and Gaetz certainly didn't ask. Now, Gaetz has denied having sex with a minor before. That is the opposite of the conclusion from this report. Another element from this report reads, while all the women that the committee interviewed stated their sexual activity with Gaetz was consensual, at least one woman felt that the use of drugs at the parties and events they attended may have impaired their ability to really know what was going on or fully consent. One woman said, I think about it all the time. I still see him when I turn on the TV, and there's nothing anyone can do. It's frustrating to know I lived a reality that he denies. Now, you may remember that Matt Gaetz tried to get ahead of this recently with an excretion that he posted to X, where he was sort of previewing, I did some stuff that maybe wasn't the best, but I didn't do anything really wrong. He posted previously, quote, the Biden-Garland DOJ spent years reviewing allegations that I committed various crimes. I was charged with nothing, fully exonerated. As I've mentioned before, not being charged with a crime is very different than an exoneration. He continued, not even a campaign finance violation, and the people investigating me hated me. Then the very witnesses DOJ deemed not credible were assembled by House Ethics to repeat their claims absent any cross-examination or challenge from me or my attorneys. I've had no chance to ever confront any accusers. I've never been charged. I've never even been sued. Instead, House Ethics will reportedly post a report online that I have no opportunity to debate or rebut as a former member of the body. In my single days, I often sent funds to women I dated, even some I never dated, but who asked. I dated several of these women for years. I never had sexual contact with someone under 18. All of these claims appear to be false, mind you, based on the report. Any claim that I have would be destroyed in court, which is why no such claim was ever made in court. My 30s were an era of working very hard and playing hard too. It's embarrassing, though not criminal. that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. Well, it appears that there were a number of crimes there. I live a different life now, he says, but at least I didn't vote for continuing resolutions that fuck over the country. Okay, trying to distract. Understand that some of the occurrences outlined in the ethics report took place in 2017 and in 2018. That's 6-7 years ago. The idea that this was some kind of youthful indiscretion. Oh, I was 12 and I got caught shoplifting a king-size Twix. No, you are fundamentally the same person at, I don't even know, what is he, 40 now? Let's see, Matt Gaetz. How old is this guy? He's 42. He wants us to believe, it's sort of like what Dave Rubin wants us to believe. Dave Rubin wants us to believe that he was a progressive up until he was like 40. And then all of a sudden he's a MAGA supporter and it's just a natural, a realistic evolution rather than a grift. Gaetz wants us to believe that when he was 36, he was a completely different person than at 42. And while certainly transformations are possible and blah, 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 it's self-serving here. And I just don't buy it. Don't forget, they tried to hide this from you, MAGA did, and Trump wanted to make this guy the Attorney General of the United States. That's how much Trump respects the people of this country, not at all, that he was willing to subject the country to Matt Gaetz, who really should be, he's the guy committing the crimes, and we're supposed to believe he's going to prosecute crime. Pathetic stuff, and that's why Gaetz is now suing to try to stop this, but it's too late. As Trump's inauguration approaches, we're already seeing what the next 4 years are going to look like. A Trump campaign official said Pennsylvania election workers will face jail time for counting mail-in ballots with technical errors like missing dates, part of the right's attempt to sow election distrust and weaponize the courts. This story is almost exclusively being covered by right-leaning news outlets spinning the narrative to villainize the election workers, so the public probably has a skewed perspective on what's really happening. That is, unless you use ground news, which lets you see every side to every story like this one. Ground News is an independent platform that exposes the biases of media outlets by showing you who owns them, what angle they're taking on each story, and what hidden agendas might be lurking in the background. Ground News's daily briefings are a great way to stay informed without feeling overwhelmed. It gives a quick breakdown of the day's most critical stories from every angle. Go to ground.news/Pacman for 50% off their unlimited access Vantage plan. It's their biggest sale of the year, and the link is in the description.